皆さんこんにちは、ソロです。というわけで今回は1960年代の人種差別の授業についてパート2です。この動画は前回の動画に引き続きこのパート2になっています。前回の茶色の目の子たちが差別をされていたんですけど、じゃあ今回は青い子たちはどうなったのかとかすっきりする動画になってるかなというふうに思います。それでは早速 Let's go!
Yesterday I told you that brown-eyed people aren't as good as blue-eyed people. That wasn't true.I lied to you yesterday. The truth is that brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. Russell, where are your glasses?
I forgot them.
You forgot them. And what color are your eyes?
Blue.
Susan Ginder has brown eyes. She didn't forget her glasses.
お、美人になったね。
Russell Ring has blue eyes, and what about his glasses?
He forgot them.
He forgot them. Yesterday we were visiting, and Greg said, "Boy, I like to hit my little sister as hard as I can. That's fun." What does that tell you about blue-eyed people?
They're naughty. They fight a lot.
The brown-eyed people may take off their collars.And each of you may put your collar on a blue-eyed person.
早っ。
The brown-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess.
Let's go.
You blue-eyed people are not allowed to be on the playground equipment at any time. You blue-eyed people are not to play with the brown-eyed people. Brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people.They're smarter than blue-eyed people. And if you don't believe it, look at Brian. Do blue-eyed people know how to sit in a chair? Very sad. Very, very sad. Who can tell me what contraction should be in the first sentence? Go to the board and write it, John. Come on, let's do it again. Loosen up. Up, up, up. Come on.That's better. Now, do you know how to make a W? Okay, write the contraction for we are. Now that's beautiful writing. Is that better?
Yes.
Brown-eyed people learn fast, don't they?
Yeah.
Boy, do brown-eyed people learn fast. Very good. Greg, what did you do with that cup?Will you please go and get that cup and put your name on it and keep it at your desk? Blue-eyed people are wasteful. Okay, you want to be timed this morning?
Yeah.
かわいいな。
I use Orton Gillingham Phonics. We use the card pack. And the children, the brown-eyed children, were in the low class the first day, and it took them 5.5 minutes to get through the card pack.The second day, it took them 2.5 minutes. The only thing that had changed was the fact that now they were superior people.
I thought you were going to get in the
You went faster than I've ever had anyone go through the card pack. Why couldn't you get them yesterday?
We were
Yeah.
collars on.
You think the collars kept you?
You just keep thinking about those collars.
かわいい。
And my eyes kept getting rolling around.
確かにそうだよね。考えるよ
Oh, and you
ね。
couldn't think as well with the collars on. 4 minutes and 18 seconds.
I knew we weren't going to make it.
How long did it take you yesterday?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. How long did it take you today?
4 minutes and 18 seconds.
遅くなってるんだ。
One down.
Why? What were you thinking of?
This.
I hate today.
How do you do? I hate too.
Because I'm blue-eyed.
See, I am too.
There's nothing, it's not funny, it's not fun, it's not pleasant.
そうだね。
This is a filthy, nasty word called discrimination. We're treating people a certain way because they are different from the rest of us. Is that fair?
No.
Nothing fair about it. We didn't say this was going to be a fair day, did we?
No.
And it isn't. It's a horrid day. Okay, you ready? What did you people who are wearing blue collars now find out today?
Oh, you feel
I know what they felt like yesterday.
I did too.
Nice.
How did they feel yesterday?
Noise.
Down.
Like a dog on a leash.
Yeah.
It feels like a chain them up wherever you go.
Into prison. Like you're chaining them up into prison. And you're throwing the key away.
そっか
Should
そっ
the
か。
color of some other person's eyes have anything to do with how you treat them?
No.
All right, then should the color of their skin?
No.
Should you judge people
No.
by the color of their skin?
No.
ああ、ジョンかわいい。
You're going to say that today and this week and probably all the time you're in this room. You'll say, no, Mrs. Elliott. Every time I ask that question.
No.
Then,
No, Mrs. Elliott.
when you see a black man or an Indian or someone walking down the street, are you going to say, look at that silly looking thing?
No.
Does it
Right
make
on.
any difference whether their skin is black or white
No.
or yellow
No.
or red?
No.
Is that how you decide whether people are good or bad? Is that what makes people good or bad? Let's take these collars off.
ブライアン嬉しそう。
What would you like to do with them?
Throw them away.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Mrs. Elliott. Don't eat them like
Now you know a little bit more than you knew at the beginning of this week.
Yes. A lot.
Do you know a little bit
素
more
直だ
than you
ね、め
wanted
っちゃ。
to?
Yes.
This isn't an easy way to learn this, is it?
No, Miss.
Oh, well, you stop Okay, now let's all sit down here together. Blue eyes and brown eyes. Does it make any difference what color you are?
No.
Down, girl.
こういう子いたよな、絶対。クラスにこういう子いたよ
Where's your
ね。
friend, huh? Now, did you get that? Okay, you ready to listen now? Okay, now are you back? That feel better?
いいこと、いいこと。
Does the color of eyes that you have make any difference in the kind of person you are? Does that feel like being home again, girls? Oh, well, you stop it.
This was the third time Jane Elliott had taught her lesson in discrimination.
ああ、3
The
回目なんだ。
first, 2 years earlier, was in April of 1968.
On the day after Martin Luther King was killed, one of my students came into the room and said, they shot a king last night, Mrs. Elliott. Why'd they shoot that king? I knew the night before that it was time to deal with this in a concrete way, not just talk about it, because we had talked about racism since the first day of school. But the shooting of Martin Luther King, who had been one of our heroes of the month in February, could not just be talked about and explained away. There was no way to explain this to little third graders in Riceville, Iowa. As I listened to the white male commentators on TV the night before, I was hearing things like, who's going to hold your people together, as they interviewed black leaders? What are they going to do? Who's going to control your people? As though these people were subhuman and someone was going to have to step in there and control them. They said things like, when we lost our leader, his widow helped to hold us together. Who's going to hold them together? And the attitude was so arrogant and so condescending and so ungodly that I thought, if white male adults react this way, what are my third graders going to do? How are they going to react to this thing? I was ironing the teepee. We studied an Indian unit. We made a teepee every year. The first year, students would make the teepee out of pieces of sheet. We'd sew it together. And the next year, we'd decorate it with Indian symbols. I was ironing the previous year's teepee, getting it ready to be decorated the next day. And I thought of what we had done with the Indians. We haven't made much progress in these 200, 300 years. And I thought, this is the time now to teach them really what the Sioux Indian prayer that says, "O Great Spirit, keep me from ever judging a man until I have walked in his moccasins," really means. And for the next day, I knew that my children were going to walk in someone else's moccasins for a day. Like it or lump it, they were going to have to walk in someone else's moccasins. I decided at that point that it was time to try the eye color thing, which I had thought about many, many times but had never used. So the next day I introduced an eye color exercise in my classroom and split the class according to eye color, and immediately created a microcosm of society in a third grade classroom.
Riceville hasn't changed much in the 17 years since then. It's still a small farming community surrounded by cornfields. Its population is still under 1,000. And it's still all white and all Christian. And though Jane Elliott has continued to teach her lesson in discrimination, there's been little outward local reaction. No objections from school authorities or the parents of the 300-odd students who have by now been through it.
ということでいかがだったでしょうか。実際に相手がされていることは言葉ではね理解できても身には染みてこないので、これをね60年前に考えた彼女はねすごいなって思いましたし、改めてね肌の色だけで判断をねするっていうのはね頭が悪いことだなというふうにね思いましたね。まあ1個目の動画の補足として人種差別がねなくならないっていうことを話しました。僕の考えだと人種差別を僕たちの代で完全になくすことは無理だなというふうに思ってます。というのもそういう考える人っていうのはね、一定数存在すると思いますし、不謹慎ですけどその人たちが死んでいなくならない限りは考えがね変わらないとね思うからです。ただ今回ねあの先生のように小さい頃からこういったようなね分かりやすい身に染みる感じで教育をしてあげて、でねそれがね良くないことだよっていうのを教えてあげられたりすれば多くの人をね救うことができるんじゃないかなって思います。前の動画でもね言ったんですけど、少しでもね肌の色が違うっていうだけで悲しむ人がねいないっていう環境にみんなでしていきましょう。というわけで今回の動画はね以上にしようと思ってるんですけど、まだね大人がこの授業を受けたシーンとかっていうのがあって、気になってる人とかがいたらねぜひコメント欄等で書いてくれればまた翻訳して出そうかなというふうに思います。というわけでこの動画を気に入ってくださった方や僕のことをね応援してくれるよって人は高評価とチャンネル登録よろしくお願いいたします。それではまた次回の動画で会いましょう。バイ。